back. I'm Dr. Tong Lee. I do practice acupuncture. This is a field that we're going to talk about in this session. And acupuncture is an ancient practice in Chinese medicine. It has very, very little side effects. There's still some, but it's relatively safe. You can say it's somewhat safer than herbal medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's been in the interest of many, many countries, it's pretty well studied. And if, I have done some study and research, and that there are many medical conditions can be treated with acupuncture. It is very well recognized in the fertility field. Many doctors already recommend to their patients to integrate acupuncture into their fertility treatments.
We could pause right there as an example in cost. If somebody comes down to you for a treatment, it could be any. What would you say the average cost of an acupuncture visit would be?
I have seen as low as $30
Mm-hmm.
to as high as $150.
Okay.
The type of treatment is varies a lot. Also the practitioner's credentials.
So now, if anybody out there has fertility issues and is looking at the cost of fertility treatment, compare that to the low cost of acupuncture. And again, we're not saying don't for you to go away from any treatments that you might be having in fertility, but why not for $30 to $150 a treatment? Why not try that along with what you're doing and see if it works. If it works, it's a very inexpensive way, and there is quantitative research showing that it works.
Right. For people who have not experienced or acupuncture, or not familiar with it, it's a therapeutic. Acupuncture is a therapeutic technique that involves inserting and manipulating the needles into the points on the body called acupuncture points. And the acupuncture has been a very important part of traditional Chinese medicine. According to Chinese philosophy, qi, which is the energy, is the driving source of life that normally circulates within the human body. Diseases develop when qi is blocked. With acupuncture stimulation, blocked qi is revert back to circulating well, and this is how disease get treated and relieved. The meridian is basically the internal pathway of the circulation of the qi, and there are different organs relating to it. And I do want to mention that acupuncture points and meridians have not been anatomically or histologically identified. But you know what? If it works, it's worth a try for conditions that's not well treated with conventional therapy.
Absolutely. And to kind of put it into a Western layman's terms, which is where I come from, if we look at our bodies, and I think all of us pretty much know that our bodies actually, we can tell when our body's out of sync, when our body's in sync. And it has a lot to do with when we hear of synapses firing in our brains. Okay, so the point is that our bodies are electrical from start to finish. That it has everything to do with the electrical impulses going through our nerves, the responses that go through our organs and our nerve endings through our back. All of that has to do with the flow of energy. So if you think about if there's blockages in that, how much harder our body has to work to function. And our bodies are so complex, and there's so much activity going on in our body. And again, think of it as a hose out in the garden or in the yard. You actually kink that hose, and it's not flowing properly. It's going to cause a lot of pressure where pressure is undue, and it's going to not have pressure where there should be pressure. So your body doesn't work well.
Right, Kurt. I want to mention two more things that's well studied by many countries. One is allergies, there was a study talking about acupuncture treatment versus moxibustion, which is burning incense, versus antihistamine, and showed the acupuncture worked the best. The other two worked too, but the sequence was acupuncture, moxibustion, and antihistamine. The third one that's very well studied is nausea, vomiting, very effectively treated by acupuncture for nausea, vomiting caused by chemotherapy, pregnancy, sometimes motion sickness too. I do also want to take the opportunity to actually introduce our natural remedy of the day.
Absolutely, let's do that.
It is very beneficial to many, many Americans. That's why I really want to give it enough time to talk about that.
And it does apply to Americans. Actually, just a little side note, I heard today on the radio, I do listen to the radio as well, that the two top countries that are most obese, which it kind of relates to cholesterol in our bodies, America used to be the most obese country. Mexico has just barely taken over as the most obese country. But the United States is right up there. We rank up there. We could use this advice. Pay attention, take some notes for this natural remedy. Again, the disclaimer is talk to your doctor, make sure he approves. But if he does, he or she approves, then make sure you give us some feedback. So Dr. Lee, go ahead.
So this remedy is for reducing cholesterol and possibly helping out with the coronary artery disease with this regimen that is using 1 cup of lemon juice, 1 cup of ginger juice, 1 cup of garlic juice. What else is there? Vinegar. Apple cider vinegar.
And it's important that it's apple cider vinegar, correct?
That's right.
Okay.
1 cup of each above. And then the last ingredients, 3 cups of honey. You mix all the juices and vinegar and bring it to boil to reduce the size about 1/3. And then when it cools down to the warm temperature, mix the honey, which is 3 cups, in it, and then mix it well, and it's ready to use. 3 teaspoons a day, every day. Well, I found this recipe from the internet. Actually, there was a individual in UK. He was ready to have surgery, and he actually showed 2 x-rays or radiographic study of his artery, that his blockage of the coronary artery was so severe that his doctors told him he needed surgery. He went home and somebody told him about this natural remedy, and he did it. And a month later, he went to the surgeon, and they did another radiographic study and found the blockage is all gone.
Amazing.
Well, you know what? Still keep your surgery appointment, but do this remedy at the same time.
Absolutely. Integrative medicine, integrating in complementary medicinal practices.
That's right.
I actually, I'm not sure what my cholesterol levels are. I like to think I'm healthy. I exercise, eat nutritionally, but I am actually going to my doctor, yes, doctor, to go for my annual wellness visit. So here's going to be what I'm going to be doing. If anybody would like to participate along with me, I am going to go and get checked out, find out what my cholesterol levels are. How long did it say that this man took the remedy? A month.
30 days.
So then I will take that challenge for 30 days, and then I will get my cholesterol checked again, and we will see if it works on me. Again, I'm only one piece of evidence. So it looks like we're getting really close to ending our show. So Dr. Lee, if you want to repeat that recipe one more time,
I will.
Grab your pencils and paper, write this down. It could change your life. It could save your life. So let's have Dr. Lee show one more time.
Too, with the honey.
Sounds like it.
So 1 cup fresh lemon juice, 1 cup fresh ginger juice, 1 cup of fresh garlic juice, 1 cup of apple cider vinegar, and 3 cups of honey. Mix all the juices and vinegar and boil very slowly for about a half an hour until about 1 cup of the content has evaporated and 3 cups remain. After it cools down, mix properly with 3 cups of honey. Fill the contents in a clean jar and take 3 teaspoons on empty stomach every morning.
Very good. Be a great practice. And again, make sure it's apple cider vinegar. I remember when I was in college, I grabbed distilled vinegar, but I got a good deal on it. It was actually industrial level, and so I gargled with it. And just about lost my vocal cords. So don't you do that. Okay, get apple cider vinegar because there's actually great qualities. And if it has a little bit of floaties in there, that's a good thing. Those are very good aspects for you. All right, well, wonderful. Thanks to Dr. Lee for providing this wonderful show, and I want to thank Dr. Lee also for allowing me to be a co-host. Absolutely. We want to thank our listeners as well, and if any of you, since this is a brand new show, if you've enjoyed the show and have found it worthwhile, make sure you tell your friends about it, send them a link on the show, and again, we thank everyone.
Try all those tips, and let us know the feedback.
Yes, let us know
the
feedback. Absolutely. Yes. And the best email, if they want to email you, Dr. Lee?
It's tongli.md@gmail.com, which is tongli.md@gmail.com.
I know I will be emailing my results as well. So thanks again for tuning in to Ageless Living here on Voice America and World Talk Radio. This is Kurt Wilhelm, the co-host of Ageless Living, and
this is Dr. Lee. We'll see you next week.
Thank you again for tuning in. We'll see you next week as well. Bye-bye now.